Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center and I'm delighted to be joined with the lovely Francesca and Ryan with their movie And We'll Be Okay. Let's take a look at the clip.
Do you think this is healthy? I feel so alone in this relationship.
Well, you know what? Me too.
I moved my entire life here for you. But what did you do all these months?
Believe me, I'm trying my best every day.
You haven't been trying at all. The past 3 years we've been here, you've written absolutely nothing.
I need to do things on my own terms and pace.
You know what the problem is? You only love the idea of being a writer, but not the actual process and the work that goes into it.
This is emotional. I'm actually very emotional.
I'm very emotional too.
I'm super proud of you both because firstly, you've been part of the New Filmmakers LA family for a really long time.
You seem like you're gonna cry already. I'm gonna cry right now.
I mean, the dream is that you want your amazing people that go on the journey as young people, and you are interns in 2019, and now we're talking in front of camera, celebrating your film, which is what we always hope for you, but especially for you both who are incredible human beings, great people, and we're super proud of you. So that's just the opening. I don't know how to go, but like, I mean, seriously, and we'll be okay.
Danny, you'll be okay.
And we'll be okay. But all I want to say is last night, I haven't felt that experience on stage since I was at Beyonce's Renaissance concert, because it was like off the chart. Like, how was that? I mean, listen, now being, you know, in the positions you're both in, how was that experience last night for you both?
It was crazy.
It was euphoric, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned last night, this is such a very special full circle moment for us because we started here as interns, right? And to be on the other side yesterday was such a very heartwarming and just like made me feel like we kind of really did make it, Ryan.
Yeah.
That kind of like success that we felt yesterday was because of the support that New Filmmakers gave us throughout the years. I mean, it's been 7 years, Danny.
Wow.
So all those years, you've given us the support, the love, and really the, I don't know, just like everything. You literally nursed us through those years.
Oh, well,
helped
I mean,
us grow
together.
into the filmmakers we are today.
Well, I'm so honored, honestly, to see, you know, there's nothing better than seeing people that you care about grow, but I'm so glad that within that context, you both found each other, right? Now, goodness me, we haven't even got into any of the concepts of the film. We're still just, you know, in the feels of all of this. Francesca, like, you know, this is a very special story. And, you know, what was really amazing was last night hearing people talk about your film and how much there was aspects of what resonated with them and experience they've had, or just helped them see things with a new light or a new understanding. Your film is personal, but it's got a universal context to it, which is incredible. Where did this journey begin? Where did this story unravel? How did this story come about for you? And how did you know this was the film you wanted to make?
Hemingway once said, write hard and clear about what hurts. And that's exactly what I did. I've been working in the industry as a writer and producer for the past 7 years, but this is the first time I really looked within and had the courage to tell a story that was very personal to me. And I feel like the reason why I wanted to tell this story was because I realized that it's not just my story, that it's everyone's story. And if I can help somebody, you know, get out of a relationship that's not necessarily toxic, but a relationship that doesn't help them grow anymore and help them become the best version of themselves, then that to me is why I became a filmmaker. I am in this industry because I want to tell stories that empower and also make a positive impact on people's lives, whether that's one person or, you know, everyone.
Yeah, and listen, you are doing that in your career anyway. You're doing that with everyone that you meet. You're doing that with all the people in and around you. But I think that to make a story about bravery of making your own choices and making sure that you follow your own dreams, you know, I think you could hear everyone in the audience, you know, they were suddenly, you couldn't help but look within inside of yourself and think, oh my goodness, like, is this me? Have I been through this experience? You know, where am I at? You know, or maybe it's someone that they know. I mean, there was so much context to it. Ryan, obviously you've known each other for quite a long time now. How did Francesca pitch this to you? How did you get involved in the project? How did it all work for you, Ryan?
So it's interesting because, you know, in terms of real life, I feel like we saw, you know, this story, as we joke, it was a documentary, not a movie. Yeah. We saw the story play out, and then Francesca, you know, as a producer, and she was like, I want to direct my own thing. And I was like, let's do it, you know, get it together. And then when you're ready, like, I'm your guy. So once she had the script ready and she casted Maureen and Tyler, I was like, all right, we're ready, let's shoot it. And we got it all together, you know, we planned the whole shoot. I was the executive producer and first AD. So it was just a really cool experience, you know, join on once we were in that part of the process and help her bring it together. It was, I think it was interesting because me and Francesca and everyone else in the crew, you know, we all, in terms of our actual, you know, jobs that we make money from, we all do different things in the industry. So it's really fun to see all of those parts come together and see everyone bring their expertise from whatever they do into making the project. And yeah, I think it was, for me, it was really fun watching from real life to script to then helping it come together as a project and get the location, which canceled on us the night before.
That's for later.
As
Literally,
many people don't know. And then we still shot the next day for the next 2 days.
Of course you did, because it's Ryan and Francesca.
Literally,
you know?
we make it happen.
And I think that's a testament to knowing you when you were, you know, both so new and young, is that you both stood out individually because you were awake, you weren't tunnel visioned, you saw in and around you, and you were such an amazing, both, you know, alert on set and ready and like overcoming problems. So it's no surprise that is what happened, you know, for you both. And also just how you found each other as trusting each other. Is how important is it, Francesca? I mean, you always talk about family and your team, but how important was it in just you building this family around you to create this incredible film?
Again, the first person that I do call whenever I have a project is Ryan.
Yeah.
If he's not available, I literally switch the dates of the production shoot.
Special,
because Ryan is somebody that I've trusted since day zero, basically.
Yeah, you know how it rolls, Francesca.
Yeah.
Ryan is someone you trust since his day zero. There you go, Ryan. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Francesca.
And he just knows my work ethics, and just he knows how I move, and I know how he moves. So I guess having that kind of like dynamic and relationship is very important for a production to run smoothly.
Yeah.
And we've proven that time and again, which is why he's my person.
Yeah.
And I will continue growing with him, take him everywhere, whether he likes it or not. He's going to be my first AD. Because he keeps saying that he never wants to be a first AD.
He's so
only
good,
for
though.
me.
Oh, only for you. Okay,
Yeah,
there
just
you
for
go.
Francesca.
And I'm
He's
like,
the only one.
You know what? I love that, but also I gave him a chance to direct. So for me, I always want to lift him higher because I do believe in him, and he's going to be a great director one day.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, I think whether this is a relationship as close to you, I think we're all going to go through this moment of a relationship where there's this feeling that you just come to a head with each other and it's just not clicking or working this moment, but there's still an appreciation and love, but you both got to find your direction. And it's a pivotal moment of like the choices that you make. And I felt like you just pinpointed this relationship so incredibly well. How was it unfolding these characters, and kind of like, what did you want to, how did you journey them as a director to sort of, you know, help them on this journey as a director to your actors? Because you had great performers in these roles. Like, they really led the line very well. How was that experience for you, Francesca?
So the good thing about like directing after like working in the industry for 7 years is that I do have like a firm grasp of like what it takes to direct. And being a producer, working with a lot of directors made me understand like, oh, this is what it takes for actors to get the best performances out of them. So, but for me, I'm a very hands-on filmmaker, and I try to make sure that to make my production successful, I extensively plan in pre-production. I'm the kind of person who always fixes it in pre and not in post. So during pre-production, and actually when I was writing the script, I literally just put every ounce of me in there. So when I was talking to my actors about the characters, it was basically like telling them who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And, you know, what I went through. And we rehearsed for 3 months. So that's probably the reason why they were so into their character already. They embody the character. At one point, Maureen, who played Sophia, sounded like me already. We were almost like hanging
Scarily.
It's so crazy, but we were hanging out almost every week. And also because we all became good friends. That's the thing about relationships that I want to talk about, because I am very lucky to have great friends in the industry, and I get to create art with them, you know? And for them to help me tell this story, this very personal story that I actually had no plan to turn into a film. I wrote the script just for myself. I wrote it at 3 a.m. Just to process the grief and loss of a relationship that meant the world to me. It was more like a journal entry more than like me hoping that it would become a film. Because I would usually hide behind my characters. But then I realized that, you know, being vulnerable as a storyteller is the most important thing. And that's sort of like what changed my life and gave me the courage to be this kind of storyteller.
Yeah.
To just be honest and just to focus on the art more than just thinking about, you know, what the industry wants sometimes. Because sometimes you just need to create art for yourself.
Yeah.
Art that maybe only makes sense to you, but then you don't realize that the art you create for yourself is also the art that other people need. It just needs to be told.
Absolutely. And you know, you deserve this, you know, because, you know, having got to experience, you know, whether you've known someone 5 minutes or 5 years, you put the same depth of care into human beings, which is why you've been able to create this family. And, you know, meeting your cast last night, everyone was just so happy to be part of your film. And Ryan, like from you, you know, you're obviously involved in a lot of amazing productions all the time. What have you taken away from this experience as EP and this experience of working with Francesca in this light way? What's the experience been like for you?
It was honestly so much fun. Like we shot for 2 days, and then they shot some of the exterior stuff just like when they had time. But, you know, whole crew, most of the movie we shot for 2 days, 2 long days. But it was so much fun. It was like, I love a good like indie filmmaking. That's where it's at.
Totally.
The crew, it was some of my people, some of Francesca's people, and now it's like a whole. It's
a family,
Yeah.
and we can't get enough of each other. Literally, after shooting for 11 hours or 12 hours, we would want to hang out still after that.
Yeah.
We would go to K-Town and just hang out. Like who are we? Like usually, you know, people on set, they would just want to leave. They're like, oh, I'm done with my job, I'm gonna leave. So yeah, we're very clingy to each other, and I feel like that's the beauty of it, because like having, again, friends in the industry you get to create art with, that to me feels like flying.
Yeah.
And it's, again, movie magic, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it means to create stories with the people who are as passionate and people who also share the same goal of creating art that matters. I think,
Well, I think
we're
you're
all
protective
shared.
you're protective, but you're also very caring about the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I mean, we've done, since we wrapped and We'll Be Okay, we've done, what, 2 more projects since then with
Yeah.
basically the same crew.
Yeah.
The same crew. I always get the same crew for the past 7 years. Again, it just grows.
Yeah.
But it's the same people I went to film school with at UCLA and people I met at work. But yeah, basically these are people that I've been with for the past 7 years, literally almost day one.
And it's
So-
also just, the nature of Hollywood. I always laugh because I'm like, we did and We'll Be Okay. Like I said, a lot of like her friends, my friends, we all came together.
Yeah.
We all kind of just did it for fun and like low budget, and it always comes around. So like, everyone that's new, that's here, that's helping out volunteering, it's like, you might be volunteering today, but next thing you shoot with these people, you might make a nice little paycheck. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
it's-
that's the beauty of it,
Yeah.
not it?
Yeah.
I mean, goodness me, it's nothing better than just being able to, see the people in and around you grow and
Yeah.
grow
Yeah.
together, and and that's what's the most magical
Yeah.
family we've kind of encapsulated in our sets. But so, and We'll Be Okay. I mean, it's in the title. It's a beautiful title. It's like a quote to remind ourselves individually, and we'll be okay from whatever life experience that we've all gone through and experienced in our lives. And Francesca, you can't help but look at your film and think you've left us with something to take away from. What did you want your audience to take away from your film?
So I initially said that this film was not for, the only reason that I really made this film was to help other people, cope through the same issues or silent struggles that they never speak about. But 3 things I do want people to get out of this film is that it's okay to choose yourself and to start over again at any age, and to focus on your well-being and to really just give the love that you're looking for from somebody else and pour that all into you, because you should love yourself first before you love other people. And I touched a bit on mental health in this project, and I really do urge people to seek professional help if you need it, because we don't realize that we get into a lot of relationships, whether it's romantic or like friendships or like familial relationships, and we bring that trauma or like the baggage when we were younger and we never really healed from it. We bring that into a new relationship and thinking that another person can save you, but nobody can save you but yourself.
Yeah.
So do seek help, because we need to break down the stigma of like, seeking therapy or like going to a psychologist to seek the proper help that you need to heal. Because we are broken inside, and we need to admit that we need the help to become secure in our attachments and also just secure with ourselves.
Yeah.
So we don't hurt other people, or at least have the courage to grow with that person
Yeah.
and heal, so you don't hurt other people. Because again, hurt people hurt other
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And lastly, to just serve as a reminder that no matter what you're going through in life, always remember that you were okay before them and you will be okay after that. And no matter what, the dark times you go through in life, again, you'll be okay, because you will be. Things get better, not instantly, but it takes time. But you need to trust that it is going to get better, and you're only going to understand once you look back. So just be patient and do the work, and eventually things will fall into place.
Yeah.
And trust that things that feel like, it is the end of the world or like rock bottom, they're all essential things for you to get to where you need to be and for you to become the best version of yourself.
Oh, it was like a beautiful TED talk. I mean, honestly, as it really was stunning what you just said, because it's not only, you know, as a creative person sharing your message. I mean, I'll be honest, Francesca, the day that I watched your film, I was having a really tough day. I had a lot of tears in my day. I was just finding the day really tough. And then obviously knowing I was watching your film and knowing about your film shifted my perspective, my day, my mentality. I suddenly saw the light again, and that's the power of filmmaking.
It is.
So I've always said to you, you know, no matter, you never know who you're going to touch, or even people, you know, close to you, like you never know who you're going to touch by filmmaking and what you've created. And that's why you need to keep making film always,
Thank you.
right? But of all the experiences that you've had at New Filmmakers in your own producing, directing worlds, how was last night? Like, I mean, like, it was off the charts.
It was off the chart.
It
I mean, I
crazy.
I was shaking because I was like,
Yeah.
the room was shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my friend that came with us, it was her first New Filmmakers event, and she was like, "Are they always like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, but tonight's especially
Yeah.
great." Like,
Last
Yeah.
night was next level. Maybe it is celebrating women's cinema.
Yes.
We all come together,
Yeah.
but also people really showed up.
yeah,
And the audience was very responsive. They were very present. And Ryan and I just literally looked at each other after the screening, and Ryan was like, you talk about the audience reaction yesterday, and we were just both shocked about it.
yeah, and it's fun too to see, you know, with such a good audience, just, you know, the first time
Yeah.
they're seeing the
Yeah.
film, you know,
Yeah.
not the same 10 pair of eyes that's been seeing it.
Yeah.
So it's just so fun. It's such a great experience to see how people are taking in the different moments, some moments that I think landed as comedic.
Yeah.
That we didn't necessarily
not
think
expect
we're going
that.
to, but it was like
It was necessary,
Elliot's
actually.
character
We
is kind of
realized-
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, they
in
showed
the
up because
moment.
you show up.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You know, and that is what you've done for your team, for your cast, your crew, everybody. Obviously, this is not the last film you're making together.
No.
Clearly, Ryan, you've unfortunately this is never going to stop because Francesca.
Unfortunately, Ryan.
Fortunately, Ryan.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
You're stuck with me.
which is beautiful. Where I mean, this is, I know it's the beginning of your festival run, but what journeys are we articulating next? Where are we going?
Hopefully some features.
Well,
Some features,
So-
plural. I love it, Ryan. Yes.
so I
Yeah,
do have
that was-
8 projects in development, but a
crazy.
few of them are ready to shoot. We're in pre-production, so there's one feature that I'm producing in New York. I'll be there in June. And again, I called Ryan already. I was like, Ryan, are you free in June? Like, you're gonna be my first AD. So we're talking about that at the moment, but it is a great feature script. Again, with the right people attached, and it is a big project, I would say. So stay tuned. It's gonna be released in the trades eventually.
Amazing. Super exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have a TV show together that Ryan directed. So we shot a sizzle reel and he directed it, and he
very
nailed it. And that's when I know that, you know, if you believe in people and give them the space to thrive and give them the tools and resources to be the best version of themselves, then they will go above and beyond. Like, he really went above and beyond. Like, I already knew that. And you just really need to push people. You know, if you see the potential in them, provide them the necessary means to get there.
And you pushed each
So,
other. You
we
know?
push each other. That's the thing.
We
Like
sure
on
do.
set, actually on set at this point, my crew, we don't really need to talk to each other all the time. We just know how to move.
Yeah.
We just really know how each other like works. And also for me as a producer, I know their dietary restrictions. I know their favorite snacks. I always get him his favorite coffee.
See,
Sure
I'm
does.
very hands-on like that.
Yeah,
I
but
care
you're
about my
caring like
people.
that, you know, and you care about people. And,
Yeah.
and I think because you've also you've been in all the different roles and you've
Yeah.
worked your way through. You know, you're both consistently working now, but just to finalize on, okay, if you can go back to your 2019 intern self, okay, that wants all the dreams and aspirations. Now you're flying, you're working on amazing productions, you're working on great movies like this together. what would you tell yourselves then? What would you tell yourself, any filmmaker that just wants to be in your shoes?
I think we should have actually said hi to Matt Bomer on the lot. When we
That
were
is
there.
so true.
That's the
Backstory.
We would just follow him around because he was shooting some movie. But real answer, just do it. Have fun. Like, I think my, main job, I work on bigger productions, but, small fish in a big pond. And it's so much more, fulfilling doing your own stuff. And you just have to do it. If you don't do it, someone else is going to.
Yeah.
And even if it's not your own stuff, if it's the next job you want, if you're, tired with what you're doing, you're trying to get to that next spot, like, if you don't ask that producer the question, someone else is going to.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get hired instead of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, no one's really that scary. And if they are, they're not worth it. And you won't ever see them again.
There you go. Yes, Ryan.
Totally.
Yes.
So we have that mentality of like, if it does not spark joy, you're not going to be part of the crew. But that's just what it is. It's basic human decency. For me, it's always be kind and always show up.
Yeah.
And, you can always speak up, but with respect and kindness. Like, that really is the bottom line of, like, being in this industry. You just need to be kind and cultivate those relationships and not just, say hi once in a while. Like, you do need to cultivate relationships.
Yeah.
Build those relationships. Actually care about the people you work with.
Yes.
That's number one.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't, even if you're like the Oscar-winning filmmaker, nobody would want to work with you.
That's right. Well, let me tell you something. I remember when I first met you, and I remember calling up Larry and being like, we have some really amazing people. And I remember specifically speaking about you both and being like, they're really going to do it in this industry. So it is no surprise we're here today. But I just want to say we are super proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for this film. Never ever stop filmmaking. Never stop working together. I don't think you've got a choice, right?
Yeah.
But
He has no choice.
just no choice. But thank you both so very
Thank you,
much.
Danny.
We are super proud of you. Okay.
We have a lot of upcoming projects coming out soon that we shot last year. One is coming out on Peacock, NBC Universal. So
It'll be fun.
Here
It'll
we
be
are.
great.
soon.
See, doing it. Well
Yeah.
done. Proud. Brian and Francesca, everybody. Thank you very much.
thank
Thank
you,
you,
Danny.
Danny.